No. They marooned him on SETI Alpha 5, and then a bad thing happened, and the orbit shifted. So when Chekhov and whatever came back, they thought it was SETI Alpha 4, but this is SETI Alpha 5!
Greetings and welcome to the Prime Directive. I'm your host Jeffico, and my co-host is always Chris. Say hi, Chris.
Hello.
So Chris, we got some more Discovery news.
Yep.
You excited?
I'm always excited.
I think we finally got word about the Nicholas Meyer series that he's working on, the little Star Trek project, and a little Khan prequel.
That's what I'm hearing.
For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee.
Yeah, the only thing we really know where it might be set is that on SETI Alpha 5, like with the destruction of SETI Alpha 4 and all the things that they have to endure and go through. It's an unhospitable planet Kirk put them on.
Yep.
So just the struggles, I guess.
Yeah, this is a bit of an odd choice. You know, you don't think there's going to be a lot of Star Trek going on. We're just trapped on this planet that's quickly becoming a desert wasteland. But my thoughts on this are, there's a universe out there where Discovery gets really, really successful, sort of like TNG did in its time, and it starts spawning all these spin-offs and that kind of thing, and it becomes a very popular show. And in that universe, I think there's some room, and I think it'd be really cool to see sort of these short little one-season explorations of really small portions of the canon, just taking a good look at some smaller parts of what's going on in the Star Trek universe as a whole.
Yeah, I guess if you got a good story to tell, it's really not going to hurt. But to me, it kind of rings to me like Caprica for Battlestar Galactica, is they were kind of at the height, then you're kind of jumping into prequels, and they're just like, hey, let's start from Caprica on the planet. And I was like, this isn't Battlestar Galactica for me.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd choice to do as the second thing. But like I said, if this was part of a larger sort of expanding the universe kind of deal, I think it could be pretty interesting.
I like that they went to Myers for this, but like, hey, you made Wrath of Khan, you're the perfect guy for this.
Yeah, you know about Khan, right?
Yeah. I mean, he directed Wrath of Khan, of course, Undiscovered Country, but he also wrote the screenplay for Star Trek 4. So, I mean, guy's a good writer.
Yeah, he knows that era, and he knows Star Trek.
So related, Chris, Fuller's original plan was to have an anthology series, and he actually wanted to bring in Edgar Wright as the director of the pilot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was too expensive for CBS or not, but they cut that down too.
Yeah.
But it sounds like Myers is the backup plan for Discovery if Discovery doesn't perform well, which would kind of annoy the hell out of me, because like, you want me to accept this new series, but you're planning for it possibly not working. Yeah,
I really hope they're not just sitting there with the axe over its head, waiting for a slightly disappointing first season or whatever. But I mean, we've said this already a bunch of times, but they are profitable already.
Yeah.
They have made their money back purely from the Netflix deal.
Yeah, all the interviews and even some of the Las Vegas stuff that I've watched is just the crew putting the best foot forward, saying like, this is going to be a really good series, some of the best writing they've had. So like, I don't know, like, I want to see them try and perform this and try and get through it all. Like, just keep going season to season and build from that. Even if it starts out kind of weak, which, to be honest, a few series have, they improved, they course corrected. So even the JJ ones, like, started out okay with Star Trek, debatable, but In the Darkness kind of went off course, and then I thought they came back on course with Beyond, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you can fix a product while it's still on air.
Absolutely, and there's so rarely any patience for that in the modern TV era.
Yeah.
It just has to be good from the get-go.
Yeah, viewership's down, let's cancel.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What can it be? We're all doomed. Who's flying this thing? Oh, right, that would be me. Back to work.
Alright, Chris, well, we got a little more information on Wilson Cruz's character, Dr. Hugh Colbert. He's going to be the chief medical officer on Discovery. So I wonder what that means for Malik, who plays Dr. Nambui.
Yeah.
I guess that's just, they're going to absorb all the crew from the Shenzhou?
Well, was Nambui never confirmed for Discovery, or was he?
No, never confirmed.
Okay.
Probably on the Shenzhou, I guess.
It was the Shenzhou, okay.
Cruz actually stated that him and Michael Rapp's character, because they're going to be in a relationship, he's just like really proud of the fact that, you know, kids are going to be able to watch this and grow up and be confident that they can have this relationship too, of two men like supporting and loving each other.
Yeah, it's always nice for people to see something they can relate to on TV. That sort of ties into Whoopi Goldberg's famous story where she saw Nichelle Nichols as Uhura in the original series, and she realized that a black woman could actually be an actor and do something beyond being a maid or a slave.
And to keep going further, I mean, there was an astronaut who praised Nichelle Nichols because she wanted to go into space. She didn't think she could, and then, you know, was inspired by it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Chris, we got a report that on set, Jason Isaac was doing some ad-libbing and said God, and Kristen Beyer said he couldn't. Yeah,
there's definitely was some hubbub about this around the Star Trek community. On one hand, we are dealing with a very secular society, and I think a lot of the canon and just the general feel of Star Trek is that humanity has moved past religion sort of in general as a group. But on the same side of that, you know, we've heard the word God said quite a bit by characters.
Yeah.
Half of it was bones, but still.
Yeah, I thought the quote was pretty funny. Here, I'll read it for you. So Jason Isaac is, you know, in the middle of battle, and he's like, welcome to that bird of prey, which is cool, because, I mean, we just, you know, bird of prey.
Bird of prey confirmed.
Yeah. And then he's like, basic pattern, beta 9, hard to port, fire at something for God's sakes. And he gets interrupted saying that he can't say God. So he's just like, I can't say God? I thought I could say God or damn, but not God damn. But Voyager writer Christian Beyer, who's working on it, says, you know, they're trying to stick to the Roddenberry vision of humanity, which I think is a little too close to the chest. And Isaac responds like, how about I say for fuck's sake? Which, you know, instantly makes him my hero. And she said that he could say for fuck's sakes before he could say for God's sakes.
Yeah, I have read that they are sort of backing off this stance, or that was a bit of a misunderstanding. That was something more for Jason Isaac's character of Captain Lorca in particular than the series in general.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, I just, you know, I know Star Trek's got religion where it's just like, okay, like, we're beyond that, even though, you know, you got other cultures that aren't. But, like, centuries have gone by and religion hasn't dissipated that much. So I just don't see it dissipating in the future.
Yeah, even if we were to move into a totally secular society like Star Trek suggests, I think the language, at least, would probably stick around for quite some time.
Yeah. Going into my two takeaways from this, other than, you know, it's a little too close to the chest where it's like the word God can be used, guys. He wasn't even referencing it. But my favorite is how much I'm loving Lorca.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about Lorca yet. None of us do, but I'm definitely quickly becoming a Jason Isaacs fan just through all the interviews and this sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's my hero. You and I were already building his legend the other day where we're talking about, like, Lorca takes no shit from anyone, he's crazy and unhinged, and he gets results, so Starfleet doesn't mess with him. They gave him the Discovery as a joke, and he turned into the most successful battle-ready ship with his strategic mind and willingness to sacrifice others for his goals. I mean, none of this is true, but man, would I love to see this. Honestly, Lorca just, like, screw people over for the betterment of his ship and himself. Also at the Las Vegas convention, Chris, that we probably should be at, they debuted the Discovery's Desperate Hours novel cover. And yeah, it comes out on the 26th. Takes place in the year 2256 because it's a year after the Cage episode, but a year before the Discovery pilot. And it's supposed to be our first Discovery canon novel.
All right, yeah, I had heard some talk recently that a lot of people were complaining because they heard this book wasn't going to be canon, just from what people were saying at the Star Trek Las Vegas. But the actual quote that we got was more to the effect of, we do consider this canon unless something comes along in the future and we want to change it. So they were saying for the time being this is canon unless we really want to do something that contradicts it in the future. And to me, that's pretty much exactly what we've been running with for every Star Trek piece of media we have.
Yeah.
Like that's what they've been doing with the TV shows.
Oh yeah, I've read a lot of Star Trek novels, and it's just like a nice continuation of the story. And if they were going to make a movie after another next gen movie or whatever, they could easily incorporate a lot of it, but could also ignore a lot because not everybody's read them.
Yeah.
Also, it was reported that Marina Sirtis was actually threatened to be fired from Nemesis if she didn't take the pay they offered, and replaced by 7 of 9. It's just another case of female co-stars not being paid.
Yeah, that movie would have had to be completely different if they brought in 7 instead of Troy.
Yeah, I wonder what Nemesis would have looked like without her and including 7. I mean, definitely no wedding. There'd have to be some character adjustments, because having like her on top of Data and B4, 4 or 3 characters that are all discovering their humanity. And I know she discovered a lot of it through Voyager, but she's with a new crew, so there'd be some adjustment there.
Yeah, I do think some 7 and Data scenes would be interesting.
Yeah, he is fully functional.
Ugh. It's not quite what I was talking about.
No, if you say so. Also, it's kind of disappointing that they're just not paying their female co-stars the same amount. I mean, that's probably why we've lost a lot of them from sci-fis. Just, you know, they're not making the same money, so it's kind of, they have to leave on principle and maybe economically reasons why.
Yeah, I think there were some elements of that to Jadzia leaving DS9 as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer Lawrence has really helped push the movement of females getting paid what they deserve, but it's still happening where they're not.
Yeah.
On a brighter note, Nicole DeBoer, who played Esri Dax, posted on Twitter that she actually met Patrick Stewart for the first time.
Yeah. You'd think these Star Trek actors would all know each other, but I guess you're from different series, different times, and there'd really be no reason to meet these people.
Yeah, a lot of the scheduling conflicts. I mean, I heard Picard came over and visited Enterprise when filming Nemesis, but mainly because they're on the same lot.
Yeah, actually, there are some scenes from them practicing some of their dialogue on the Enterprise set for that movie.
Oh, nice.
Not quite the face you remember.
Not quite.
But a lifetime of violence will do that. They broke my nose, my jaw. But there are still things that you recognize. Surely the eyes recognize those.
Yes.
Our eyes reflect our lives, don't you think? Yours are so confident.
So there's a lot of content that's coming out of Vegas. I mean, the one I recommend the most is watching Trip and Malcolm talk. I think Malcolm's drunk because he's just hilarious in it. Some of the stories they're telling just made me laugh. But yeah, no, there's next gen panels, everything. Like, so I'm looking forward to actually going through all of it.
Yeah, there's hours and hours of panels popping up on YouTube.
It really made me miss Enterprise. I mean, what if it had gone 7 seasons? Like, would we have gotten another Star Trek if its popularity had grown? Like, you think they probably would have followed it up with another Star Trek? We wouldn't have had such a wait.
Yeah, it's in some ways fun to think about the what ifs, but I'd rather look forward and see what we're getting from Discovery.
Yeah, and we got that DS9 documentary to look forward to. You get your shirt yet, Chris?
Not yet.
It's gonna be cool when you do. Well, that's all the news we got for you. So, you know, as always, have a great day.
Conway actually loved everything I did to the point where he loved things I hated. So we did the Mirror Darkly episodes, the first one, and these are throwbacks. They're not really our characters. They're characters in another stupid dimension. I was rather good at it. I hate them.
It's the mirror universe. The mirror universe.
Yeah. So we get there on the first day, and Jolene's got her hair all funky like an anime character, and she's got her uniform all cut to like midriff or whatever. And then I walk in with this Captain Pike scar all down my face, and I walk in and it's odd, it's different, whatever. So we do the scene, and I kind of do it a little bit differently. And Jim comes up to me, he's like, "Listen, we kind of got to bump this whole thing up. Can you do more?" And I was like, "You mean like a pirate?" And he goes, "Yeah, like a pirate." And I, as a joke to everybody on set and myself, so he says, walked in, action, cut, pieces of meat. He says, cut, print. And I said, no, not print.
And that's what you all got to see on the show.
You got
Pirate Connor.
I said, "Jim, that was a joke." And he said, "I love it."
It was brilliant. Print it. Moving on. Crunch.
So I had to do this stupid joke for the next 3 weeks.
And we got fired.
I got canceled.
We got canceled in the middle of it. So now you know, and you want
wonder how come Enterprise wrapped
I'm
after
walking
4
around
years.
like this the whole time.
It was Pilot Connor that did it. Now we know.
I got
Mystery
it
solved.
canceled.
Mystery solved.